Hey.
You know I always say, bad times lead to the best times. Believe that. Got the phone call.
About to hit a play. Hey.
On the weekend.
In LA.
Got the gas now. In me out the way. Gotta get in my zone. I'm in my way.
Do say most.
Almost hit my
Hey, that was close. Let me see what I'm working with it. On the opposite coast. Y'all party with me. Come on in. Join my live or something. Oh, yeah. Turn the camera off for that. Yeah. Now I got it on my own. Yeah, just let me fully go. Owe it to myself. Hey, say I want it, got it. Dripping like a water. Hey. Pop it for the night. Hey. I do not own the rights, but excellent song. Y'all should check it out. A Day. Replacements. From the area. DMV area. Shout out to the DMV. Appreciate whoever comes and watches this, whether or not you here right now or not is, irrelevant. You just clicking on and trying to see what's going on, what I'm saying. I appreciate it. Just for seeing the title and saying objective reality and think, okay, let me see what he's talking about. I appreciate that. Just in case you do click on. First little couple minutes, I had a little music, little number. Like I said, that's A Day. Replacements. It's definitely, I think, in my library. But we're going to go to a clip right now, actually. That's going to be Candace Owens. I don't know how y'all feel about Candace Owens, if you know who that is, or if you haven't ever experienced one of her podcasts or any of the things she said. This one is going to be a bit on objective reality, how you may perceive yourself, how much of that do we have to actually, agree with or be a part of. For instance, if your reality to you, your existence to you is, say for instance, you are wanting to be a bunny rabbit, right? What happens if I don't want to call you by Mr. Rabbit? I want to call you sir, and that you actually want, or madam. This for just $25 a month. You can get unlimited talk. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna back it up. We're gonna back it up to a nice part right here, most replayed right here. Like you decided to go through the procedure, things went very wrong. Brianna Ivy. And at the end of the day, Brianna realized he was just a gay guy and basically fell into. And it's a bit of a trigger warning. I don't know if anybody is of the LGBT community. We're going to be happier on the other side when the majority of the people actually aren't. We know for a fact that suicide rates increase after transitioning, which they don't share. And so it feels to me
And especially, and I can ask this to you, Ray J, because you're presenting a show here, and you're going to contribute to this culture of people thinking, just like Brianna Ivy did, that this is just, oh, this is a decision, it's going to be super easy, and this is just actually who you are, this is who you were born, and this is who you can be. And that to me is just such a demonstrable lie, and it's a lie that's hurting children. You know, children are wanting to be like Ray J and thinking that this is
Debates
cool. I'm going to
transgenderism.
hang out with some trans people and it's going to be dope, and they're having their entire lives. Like, that was the only time I almost cried on the show, was when Brianna was just boozy crying, sharing how deformed he is, how he wished he had heard voices like mine saying, like, you need to wait because you are going down a path and you're paying attention to culture, which is just trying to sell you the cigarette.
Part, right? And listen to the education that, like, hopefully now we can provide. We have the agency, we have Gator PR, we have Ray Pride, we have C3, and I think we have the Girls Club, and I think it's just having these conversations where people who are straight and people who are gay, people who are trans, they can all just sit down and just talk it through, right? As you watch.
So I want to know pretty much, right? What do y'all think as far as for that explanation? Having these agencies, having these conversations, does it help? Are we helping by, bringing awareness to the story that she was bringing up? Brianna was a guy who had pretty much went through this therapy, this treatment to become a woman, and then kind of had, remorse, like, oh wait, what do I do? I want to go back now, and it's hard to reverse once you start that process, and it's not going to have the same the results of you just, okay, I'm gonna flip a switch back. So it's a lot of people who in their own lives, because of those thought process, going through those treatments and then having those issues. So I'm asking, do these conversations help? Is it going to do anything for the community? Let's see.
That and you start to understand and get educated on a lot of different things. And I think that's the most important, is being able to have these conversations with different people who have different opinions and different perspectives on life, coming together, and we're able to have this debate and these understandings. And even if the first two or three debates don't go right, the fifth one might. The sixth or seventh one might, as long as we give each other time, because everybody's here now. Everybody's strong. The communities are strong. The LGBTQ is extremely strong, and they're supportive, and they're down to support people who are willing to understand. Same with the straights, and I say the straights now because I've been.
He said the straights now. That's what he's saying now, right? The straights. Same with the straights. You know what I mean? Like, we got the gays and the straights now. Like, it's different groups. No, I think what Candace is trying to bring up is the issue of having support for these issues, for these mental illnesses. It's like, okay, what type of support are we having? Are we encouraging mental illness by having, a support group for people who, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, if, say for instance, if it was a group of people who decided that they, want to identify as whatever, it may not be hurting you right now, but if we have traffic held up because a group of duck people want to hold up traffic walking, then you may have a issue for it then, right? Or then it's like, okay, why are we allowing these people to believe that they're ducks? Why are we having support for these duck people? You get what I mean? I don't know if that analogy lands or any at all, but let's hear the rest.
Right, it's the straights, right, and and that's just because I've been in both worlds a lot lately, and I feel good. I feel good that we're all able to talk. I feel good that we're able to sit and have this debate without it going way to the left or way to the right.
Right.
And I think we got more. We need more of this.
Yeah, and I wanted to double on his point as well, because Ray doesn't even understand sometimes, as he's the CEO of Tonics, and Ray's just going to be Ray, that he doesn't understand the power and impact in a positive way he has on us, because we're able to be very hands-on with this network and show, and we're able to come around and have access to someone like Ray, that's a producer that most people in cast just do it and get turfed, or, you know, it's like show's over, see you later. We've been able, after the show has wrapped, to be able to have intense, personal, private, whatever conversations with Ray and really talk about real things. Like,
my experiences, I can believe.
Yeah, like we talk about
We have some loud things that I think we continue to elaborate on.
Yeah. And I wanted,
we all grow together.
Yeah, and I wanted to make a point as well that we don't sit there and get told what we want to hear. Some of these conversations are hard to have. There might be disagreements. Sometimes people, not saying Ray, but myself.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all shout out Callus on seeing the rest of the video. But I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
That's great.
An understanding, because for mutual
respect that, you know, my opinions haven't changed on the issue. And one of the biggest reasons I wanted to communicate to you from the conservative community and why we feel like we have to be so strong on
the conservative community, meaning the straight community, or just the conservative community?
Politically conservative. And the reason why this matters so much, especially deeply for those of us who have kids and see what's happening in the school system, is because at the moment that you say that there is no objective reality, everything becomes possible. And some people hear that and they're like, yay, Disney World, everything is possible. But the reality is that if you say there's no such thing as a male and there's no such thing as a female, and anybody can decide what they are when they want. They can say, I'm a different race, I'm transracial, you know, I'm transsexual, I'm transgendered. Then eventually and very quickly we will wind up at people saying that, and there have been examples of this, people saying that they're actually a different age. So you have a 60-year-old man, but it's not funny because this is real. This is real. You have a 60-year-old man who is saying that he self-identifies as a 13-year-old, and these people go and they commit acts of pedophilia. This has happened. Right?
I need to run that back because she said something very powerful and profound just there.
Everything was possible, but the reality. And one of the biggest reasons I wanted to communicate to you from the conservative community and why we feel like we have to be so strong on
the conservative community, meaning the straight community, or just the conservative community?
Politically conservative. And the reason why this matters so much, especially deeply for those who have kids and see what's happening in the school system, is because at the moment that you say that there is no objective reality, everything becomes possible. And some people hear that and they're like, yay, Disney World, everything becomes possible. But the reality is that if you say there's no such thing as a male and there's no such thing as a female, and anybody can decide what they are when they want. They can say, I'm a different race, I'm transracial, you know, I'm transsexual, I'm transgendered. Then eventually and very quickly we will wind up at people saying that, and there have been examples of this, people saying that they're actually a different age. So you have a 60-year-old man, but it's not funny because this is real. This is real. You have a 60-year-old man who is saying that he self-identifies as a 13-year-old, and these people go and they commit acts of pedophilia. This has happened, right?
And they have places where they go and be babies, and they like
exactly. So and this is real. So this is it's all going to get added onto the LGBT. I don't want that. But you say you don't want that. People.
Look, and I'm gonna just land the plane here. Hold on, let me go back to the front facing real quick, because this is now we serious. We back live. All right, so look, and in closing, where I agree with her at, because you can go back and watch the full video and all the back and forth that they have. But the first point that she made was with the Rachel Dolezal, and it's that I think she was piggybacking off of Dave Chappelle when he had the segment where he talked about turf, him being a turf, right? So it's like if you see them as cosplaying, and when I say them, I mean trans cosplaying as the sex that they want to be. Meaning that if you are, say, for instance, a man who wants to identify as a woman, that is in all actuality, something is mentally wrong with you. and to the point where you would want to portray it physically. So, hold on 1 second. Let me get some music going. I'm sorry, I ain't even put the music on for y'all. Put a little background on it. But yeah. I honestly feel as though these conversations need to be had, but in a certain, like with a certain group of people maybe moderating, because the way that this conversation is going, it's about to kind of trail off, where you saw how Ray J was kind of chiming in, the other person was about to chime in, and then Candace, she wasn't finished making her point. So when we do have these conversations, I think every point has to be heard, and to the point where people are able to, give their opinion in that, and we also have an expert in the field to kind of moderate, whereas though we do have fact checks right on the spot, or information that is given educationally right on the spot, whereas though if we're having this conversation, this group discussion, or anything like that, that people will be able to say what they want to say, but also get some information from it. And I think group discussions, group talks, group chats is the next wave, and it should be, because we are social creatures. Human beings are social, and we should be more social and understand our ties to this earth and how we can be helpers of the planet. Let me pull up this clip. And y'all can join the chat too. Join the panel live if you would like to have this discussion live. If you would like to come up and say anything or speak on it, definitely come through. A little commercial break real quick. Hold up.
Hypersonic, sexy, rowdy.
Give me a second, y'all. So I don't have the clip here. Oh, shit.
This week on the large 2006 downloads are just 6.
All right. You know what? I think I said what I needed to say, actually. I mean, it was short. It was to the point. It was live. Look, we have to all have a baseline for discussion, right? And I think if we can't agree that we are all human beings first, we will spiral every time in these topics and these discussions, whether you want to talk about race, gender, sexuality, any of those topics. We have to agree that we are all having a human experience, that we're all human beings, and that should be first and foremost. Then we can spiral off into, all right, can a person change the. Oh, you've been on this earth for 60 years and you think you can identify as a child? No, that is the lunacy that you're having. If you've been on this earth however many years and you decide you want to live as the opposite sex, okay, why? let's talk about why. Why would you want to do what is wrong with you? Huh? Okay, right. Like if I decide I want to become a president, right? There's certain things that you got to go through in order to become that. You have to, become, a viable candidate. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'm a president. Of what? You know what I'm saying? You can't just tell yourself things and other people have to agree with it. No, that's not how the world works. It shouldn't ever be how the world works. You know what I'm saying? Why would we want to have a world where people are able to just tell themselves that, yeah, I'm this and you got to agree with it. I'm a white man and I deserve some respect around here. What? No, that's not the way the world works. For one, okay. It's funny for one, because other people are looking at you like, come on, especially if you look like me. Come on, I can't just say that. But the understanding behind it is that we all are going through something as human beings in our minds. I can't tell you how you think about you. You can't tell me how I think about me. So we can't tell one another how to feel about one another. We have to know, okay, in your mind, you may see yourself as whatever. Like I identify as handsome. You may not think of it like that. You may not see it that way. You may see yourself as beautiful. Hey, I may not see you like that. Whatever it is. But at the same time, we have to understand, first and foremost, we perceive ourselves differently than others perceive it. And your perception may be your reality to you. And we have to all have a consensus and say, okay, this is the color black. All right, this is the color brown. This is the color green. This is the color whatever. So that way, if you say the sky's blue and I say, yeah, it's a bit, we're dark blue. Right now, I don't see blue because it's night out where I'm at. I'm on the East Coast. It looks dark out. Feel me? So on your side of the world is blue. You know what I mean? For me, I guess it's midnight blue. Whatever. But these have been understood. We have to have a dictionary where we all have the same words that we all agree on. Otherwise, your reality, my reality, and all that, we got different realities. No, that we can't have different realities if we all on the same earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, to start the conversation off, we need to agree. Human beings, boom. Now, if you want to dice people up into different sections and you know what I mean, into different categories, we should have at least start with a landmark, somewhere we can see, okay, you know what, this, like, the difference between, say for instance, Haitian and Nigerian, or Caribbean versus African, or, if we say African American versus European American, you know what I mean? What we're more than likely looking for. If we're saying, okay, black versus white, right? Okay, we see this person maybe a little light on the light side. You passing as white or whatever, you know what I mean? These type of things is where you kind of muddy the waters, where we have, a gray area. But we first have to agree on the black and white, and then the grays we'll be able to realize together. But yeah, I mean, y'all go check out that whole debate. I'm gonna play one more little clip from it.
As a 13-year-old, and these people go and they commit acts of pedophilia. This has happened, right?
They have places.
is actually a mental disorder. I don't want
with these people.
But maybe that's
because,
different.
but
I
I
don't
get that you don't identify as that, but it is ideologically speaking the same thing if we don't say that there is no objective reality. It would actually be better if a trans person said, I accept this is actually a mental disorder. I don't want to say to people, because by the way, people have other mental disorders, bipolar, I got people have this.
That's why we
schizophrenia.
Is there another
Let me
Is there another word?
mental disorder?
But because it is something, I don't think this is true. I don't know why so many people are so true about this. It's your mental, and something is out of
But it's
order.
because it's not real.
But some people are. Some people don't like to eat food because they want to be.
Just give me 1 second. Let me just get through this, okay? It is, right? So there could be people, that's right, who have body dysmorphia. That is a mental disorder. You have people who are anorexic. I used to have anorexia. I had a mental disorder, okay? I was tiny, and I was doing it as a control mechanism. I was very happy. In fact, the only way to actually get better was to accept that this is a mental disorder, okay? I don't have an issue with that term. I don't think it's a problem because at varying points in people's lives, your mental can get out of order. The issue when you don't acknowledge that it is a mental disorder and you instead just insist that like this is a normal thing and people are born this way, means it becomes impossible to attack that person. Ideologically speaking, if you start making laws and saying this is real, then that guy who says I'm 63 years old and I believe that I am 12 on the inside, I never grew up, this is who I am, Peter Pan, Send Me to Neverland, and he molests another girl, and he goes to court and he says, no, I'm 13. Objective reality is what I feel, right? It's how I feel on the inside, and I actually, Your Honor, feel that I'm actually 16.
That's against the law.
Now, here's the
Okay,
question.
but
Here's the question.
But this is why we have to be a guard, and I'm speaking now on behalf of conservatives. We have to be a guard, and we have to say, objective reality exists, okay? Objectively speaking, bipolar is a disorder, anorexia is a mental disorder, transgenderism, dysmorphia is a mental disorder. These are mental disorders, right? And there are
is a mental disorder. Being trans is not a mental disorder, so we have to stick to the facts. It is not.
I'm gonna end it right there. Because we gotta stick to the facts. You know what I'm saying? Fact of the matter is, it's a mental disorder. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment if you disagree. Like, share, subscribe, please. Yeah. Oh, right. Flip. Hold on. Wait. Throw up the peace sign for the people. For the people. Yeah. Hey, y'all. Catch me on the next one. Peace. Saying peace to the knowledge seekers of the world.